Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today, we're taking a look at the fifth short story in this collection called The Scroll of Thoth. I will link it to you in the comments below in Google for you folks. It's the fifth short story. It's also 37 pages long, like two others. So that is definitely like the default writing length for Richard Tierney's characters in this short story. It also took me about an hour, a little more, like an hour and 40. Like 1 hour and 35 minutes or so, roughly, for me to knock it out last night for the first time. It was good stuff. I did enjoy the ending and what the setup was and such. So we'll take a look at that here in a moment. Simon Miggs is the main character, and this is this is an ongoing short story sections rather than each one being sort of separate and can be taken for what they're worth and sort of thing. So basically what happens is our main character, Simon Miggs, his is set in the Roman Empire. It's more of a sword and sorcery, Robert E. Howard inspired world, even though it does have some Cthulhu Mythos stuff, right? It definitely feels more Howardish than Lovecraft's inspired stuff, just as a heads up. But one of the things I like about it is that the character is more of a realistic, sort of a drawn-out character. He's a gladiator in the Roman pits who was one of the best, and he then has trained on how to use magic and stuff. That's where the biggest part of his name comes from. And he's a Samaritan, and so he doesn't like Rome at all. He's very, very anti-Rome, and so he's trying to revenge himself on such. So what we're going to find out in the first few pages of what's happening with our main characters is that we are studying. And again, these are spoiler-free, so I typically only give the first couple pages or so. But basically, what's happening is that our main emperor is trying to have a long life, but the astrologer has just cast the bones and realized that he's going to be dying soon. So he goes in and lies to the emperor because he knows that if Emperor Tiberius knows that he is about to die, that he will kill a lot of people. But unfortunately, what we find out is that the Emperor Tiberius has actually been learning magic on the sly, and necromancy and divination, that sort of a thing. So he tasks his astrologer. The astrologer says, "Yep, you have a long life. You'll have a long and wealthy life, and everybody will really like you lots." And he says, he's actually been studying dark magic and dark times, and surprises his astrologer. Says, "Actually, I am not, but I will if I ascend to godhood." So now he's going to be doing some dark stuff, and so basically, what he has been doing, he's been sacrificing kids on his island and into giving him longer life, but he knows that'll only be temporary because that could, in order to give him longer life. So what he needs to do is he needs to sacrifice a phoenix. It's about to get resurrected in Egypt, called the Soul of Kephri, which is where the title comes from. And then by sacrificing this eternal creature to the dark gods, he believes that he should be able to negotiate for an eternal life. So that's his goal, is to get eternal life by sacrificing the Soul of Kephri to the dark gods and such. Now he's going to send his astrologer out to Egypt to go get it and such. And that's basically the key part of about 5 or 6 pages in for the setup of everything that's happening. And so now what happens and who happens and why such, well, I'll leave it to you. Now again, this is 37 pages long. There are a lot of characters inside missions and such that are frumping around in here. It definitely has more of a novel feel to it, which is pretty good. For its sake, the ending is fun. It's not as unpredictable as the previous one. I still liked it. I thought there was some good stuff that happened. It definitely threw you for it. I wasn't seeing, so I liked it. Thought that was some nice stuff for you folks. So I'm going to be giving this a 7 out of 10. It was a nice read, but it was probably long at times. The combat scenes were not as great as the previous ones, nor was the ending as good, so I gave it 8 to that one. And so I feel this one's probably more of a 7 out of 10 for you folks. But that's fine. I mean, it's written decades ago for you folks. So there you are. Have you read it? If so, what do you think about it? Let's talk about it in my comments below. And if you agree or disagree with my 7 out of 10, let's talk about that too. It definitely has more of an epic feel because of many more characters, but it feels a little wide because they typically only interact with our main character, Simon, maybe in 1 or 2 scenes. But there you are. So finally, and if you enjoyed this, why not hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon if you're feeling frisky, and then let your friends know too. Finally, I want to thank you so much just for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video, because we all have so many things, right, that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it much. Have a great day, and thanks.